I feel like if all those people could invent all of those things, why couldn't they invent a camera that was able to capture color? You know why they couldn't invent it?
Yeah.
Because they hadn't
Royce
unlocked
thoughts,
color yet.
Royce's thoughts. Yeah, Royce's thoughts, Royce's thoughts. Royce's thoughts, Royce's thoughts. Yeah, Royce's thoughts, Royce's thoughts. Okay, step into the mind of a young boy genius, telling you what's going on in stadiums and arenas. We talking the NFL, we talking the NBA, we talking about the biggest sports news of the day. Got a favorite athlete, a team that you're thinking? Well, let's put it to the test and see where Royce ranks them. And listen, man, I could go on and on, but let's get into it, featuring his co-host Dom. Sit back, relax, and welcome to the pod, and let me introduce everybody to Royce's thoughts. Yeah. Yeah. I said sit back, relax, and welcome to the pod, and let me introduce everybody to Royce's thoughts. Yeah.
All right. It's that time of the week again where we record a little podcast called
Royce's thoughts.
Moved By.
See, should we say like moving with Mardis, or like moved by Mardis?
Sounds like a good question to ask Sean.
All right. Moved by moving with Mardis. That's what it is for now.
Yeah. Because I can see where Moved By Mardis it's not moved by Mardis.com. It's moving with Mardis.com. Mardis, Mardis, not moved by Mardis. If you go to Moved By Mardis, I don't know where that takes you. But moved with Mardis doesn't take you anywhere either. Moving with Mardis.com. Our proud sponsor of this here lovely podcast. How we doing today?
Meh.
Just a meh? Is that a mid?
Yeah.
Solid mid, or a high grade mid, or a low grade mid?
Mid.
So solid mid.
Yeah. Not solid, just mid.
Well, today is Kobe Bryant Day. 8/24. Wednesday, 8/24. And look, it's still the same. It's still the same. We're in that weird time where football hasn't quite started back up yet. It actually feels like there's less NFL happening right now because they did one less preseason and it kind of spread it out the same amount of time. So it's just kind of weird. There's less football news. There hasn't really been a lot of college football news either. Like, we're not really talking about it. Like, NIL stuff is popping, but nobody's like, hey, the season's about to start. Maybe this week. I think there's a week 0 game this weekend. Nebraska and Northwestern. Pretty sure that has everybody jazzed up. I think they're playing in like Ireland or Tokyo or something like that. So I'm just saying, there could be football as early as this weekend, and no one really cares. Feels like this is kind of what it feels like.
I don't care about Nebraska or Northwestern.
Yeah. Saturday, August 27th at 12:30 p.m. Nebraska and Northwestern from Ireland.
Don't really care.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. It's weird out here. It's weird out here in these streets. Not really the streets, but it's just weird out here. Baseball is doing baseball type things. You were interested in a series this week. Maybe we'll talk about that. So I've prepared some filler questions today if you don't have a lot to talk about. So,
okay.
But why don't we get started with the fact that the Atlanta Braves are 2 games closer to first place now that the Mets played the last 2 games versus the Yankees.
Well, I mean, they've been 0.5 games back, and then they weren't half game back after that, but they've gotten it up to a half game. So
yeah. So what took place? The famous Hotdog Straw Series. Can we rename it to the Hotdog Straw Series?
No,
that was a Yankees fan, by the way.
it was a fan.
It was a Yankee fan.
And you know,
he had on a Yankees hat.
I didn't see it.
Okay. All right. First of all, if you're not listening to this during lunch,
I don't claim it.
I think you should go. There's a video that I might try to put it in here online. But there's a video of a gentleman sitting in the stands at the Subway Series game. And I think he has on a Yankees hat. We will confirm this shortly. And he takes a hot dog. And in that hot dog, he has a straw. And he uses the straw to pierce the hot dog on the long end. Goes all the way through the hot dog to the outside of the hot dog. Proceeds to suck the hot dog content out of the straw. Which is like, okay, this is weird. Maybe I'm not gonna lie to you, Royce. I thought maybe he had a jaw condition. Like he had broken his jaw and he had to, like he couldn't chew, so he had to like suck food through a straw. And you're at a game and they're not gonna give you blended food, right? And then it happened. He put the straw down, took the hot dog out of the bun, put the hot dog in the beer, and proceeded to drink the beverage through the hot dog straw.
Yep.
I think when I saw the tweet I sent you said jail or genius. And what was your response?
Life in prison.
So I think that we should make that the punishment for the last place person in the Royce's Thoughts League. Whoever finishes in last place in the league has to consume a beverage through a hot dog straw.
Okay.
Better not get last place, Royce.
I don't plan on
I
it.
will make sure that you have the biggest of hot dog straws. Ugh. What would your drink be if you had to drink a hot dog straw?
Not water.
Ooh, dirty hot dog water.
Probably like, I don't know.
Greasy hot dog.
Probably like a Coke.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, Coke would kill everything. All right.
I don't even like Coke.
So you'd be drinking a drink that you don't like through a hot dog straw.
Yep.
And then you have to eat the hot dog afterwards.
What?
Yeah, that's it. That is it. That is a true fantasy football league punishment. Not only do you have to consume the drink, all the drink, then you have to eat the hot dog. Yes, on video. I think that's it. Okay. So Subway Series, get to it.
The Yankees won both games. Aaron Judge and Andrew Benintendi carried the series. First game, we were Max Scherzer was pitching. We ate up Max Scherzer, and the Yankees went 4-2. Game one carried by Aaron Judge's homer, and then Andrew Benintendi. Game two, Jacob DeGrom was supposed to start, but they didn't. They were scared to pitch Jacob DeGrom against the Yankees, so said they brought in Taijuan Walker, and then we also. It was not a good night for Taijuan Walker. That game was carried by Aaron Judge, who hit another homer, Andrew Benintendi, and then right fielder Oswaldo Cabrera. Yep. Won both games 4-2.
Okay, so question. This is something that I'm not loving about baseball in the shortened year or whatever you want to call it. Lockout shortened
It was
year.
like shortened by a week.
Yeah, but the 2-game series. I don't love it.
It's always a 2-game series.
Huh?
It's like always a 2-game series.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Baseball is usually 3-game series.
It's like, but it's the Mets and the Yankees.
Okay.
There's an exception for the Mets and the Yankees. It's either, but like every other series, it's still 3 to 4 games.
Yeah, I know, but like the 4-game series, that's not a thing either. That hadn't been a thing.
That's
In
also
baseball?
a thing. Yeah, it's a thing.
Previously to COVID.
I don't
Previously,
know. Maybe.
I'm pretty sure. I know they did so here's a problem. They did a COVID shortened season. They've done the lockout season. I think that the baseball scheduling they are doing some things to kind of help move the pace of the game along and those types of things. But I was under the impression that baseball, for the most part, always did 3-game series. we would need to phone a friend. Sean Moth could answer this question in a heartbeat. Maybe I'll text him. We can have an answer by the end of the podcast. But that was just my opinion. If y'all know different, there's nothing you can do about it. You're just going to have to listen to this until I get the answer. But I was under the impression that 3-game series. The 2 games was great. And the Yankees won the series, right?
Yeah.
So they won 2 games. Didn't matter. They swept them. They won the series. I just feel like, I don't know. It's just weird. The 4 and 2-game series is just throwing me off a little bit. Not you, though, apparently.
No.
Okay. Let's go back to a question that I had posed to you months ago. And you said that baseball, there's nothing that baseball can do to get you or your generation to watch it. Paraphrasing a little bit, but that's basically what you said.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Do you still feel the same way now?
I don't know. No, not the same. Just because the Yankees are good, or like really good. I mean, if the Yankees are bad, I'd still watch, but I'd watch in sorrow.
So are you potentially saying that you did that out of frustration for the love of your team? You said those words out of
I
frustration?
don't remember saying those words.
You said that baseball, there wasn't much that baseball could do. That baseball was in trouble. You weren't going to watch it.
I also don't remember saying that.
The problem is everything you say is on tape. The bigger problem
I didn't
is
say that. I didn't say that. I just said I don't remember saying that.
I'm not going to go back and listen. Okay, so I hear you, and I was just more curious. That's all. Like, do you think baseball? We found out something yesterday. You knew about it, but we watched a video on it. The PitchCom system.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
Yeah. I didn't know you didn't know about that.
Hey, I'm late to the party. So for those who also might be late to the party, Major League Baseball adopted the PitchCom system, which again, go watch the video, Google it. It's phenomenal. It's a speaker and a hat. And up to 3 other players have it as well. The catcher dials some buttons and it says fastball, low, inside.
Yeah. You should have seen Frankie Lindor's yesterday. He had it. It was like down like right here.
Was it really?
It wasn't in his hat. It was like right there.
Oh, that's funny. Slider, high, inside. And then it's programmed for the wearer's language.
Yeah.
So it will speak it in Spanish or whatever language they speak. Sorry, that is a real generalization. But there are a lot of Spanish-speaking baseball players. If you're Shohei Ohtani, it speaks, what they speak is Japanese? He's Japanese, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, that's crazy in that technology, and that is moving the game forward. It technically makes it move faster. Stealing the signs are harder. It's going to be one of those things that I think it's a great adoption for Major League Baseball. And I think if they do more of those types of things, people will watch it a little bit more. Home runs are down this year, which is interesting.
Unless
you're Aaron Judge. I know. Do you know how far ahead he is of the second place guy?
18 home runs.
That's unbelievable.
That's bigger than Kyle Schwarber, who's in second place, to Jose Altuve, who's in 34th. That's the same margin.
Wow. I mean, I'm just saying, that's crazy. Aaron Judge is, and he's been in a slump. He had been until this series.
Yeah.
So are you feeling good about your Yankees? I know you're injured.
Yep, I am.
You think, is this the year?
I hope.
The Yankees is it number 30? Or 27, 28? 27-time world champions. So this will be number 28?
Yep.
Are you calling it right now?
Nope.
Babe Ruth in it? Calling a shot?
Nope. I can't call anything.
Do you think, I know you can't, especially on this podcast because that's a curse and it will not happen. Do you think that it's going to be, our playoffs are going to be a little bit more exciting because there's a playoff wild card series now and not just the winner take all?
Yep.
I think so too. I'm kind of looking forward to it. It took away the thing that I hated the most about baseball. Play 162 games and you come down to 9 innings. I just did not think that was okay. Okay. In other news, the Brewers beat the Dodgers one of those games of the two that they played. Moving on. I just need to say that out loud. The Brewers.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I mean, listen.
Yankees haven't played the Dodgers. They won't play the Dodgers this year, so
They don't play them this year?
nope.
They'd probably lose, wouldn't they? Who's they?
No.
Oh, the Dodgers wouldn't lose? Ooh.
You guys also lost 10 to 1.
Hey, listen, we're still above 500. 65-57. It's going south.
Cardinals are running away with it.
They are. It's going south. It's okay. I knew, honestly.
There's 3 wild card spots. The Braves or the Mets, they automatically are gonna get one.
Yes.
You think the Brewers are gonna get in?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. And here's the problem. You knew we had to get out to a hot start, and you had to stay ahead as much as you can. And I think we collapsed. Well, I mean, I don't know. There's 20 games left, right? 20-ish games left, right? Where the problem is our last 10 split has been atrocious for a while.
20 games? I don't know.
20-ish games. So okay,
it's August 20-something right now, and
Yankees are 76-48. What is that? 76-48. I should be able to do that math. 76 plus 50, 36, 30.
We have a
30,
lot more
32. How many games? What is that total?
124.
That's 124?
We have 40 games left.
40 games left. Okay.
Because it's August 20-something, and then the postseason starts October 11th or something.
Okay, so 40 games left. Right now.
I think, and a wild card, I think it'll be the Braves or the Mets. And then I think it'll be the Phillies. And then I think it'll be, I don't know. I'll have to check up on the Padres.
I mean, Padres are 68-58 right now.
Yeah, maybe the Padres, but they're struggling recently. I think it'll be the Padres.
I don't know. I think the toughest part for me is, I mean, right now it could literally be any game.
Yeah.
Anybody. But
also
also
Brewers traded Josh Hader to the Padres. Have you seen what Josh Hader has been doing with the Padres?
No, I have not.
It's not good.
Really?
He's actually not playing very good.
See, he did not want to play it again.
His ERA is really high.
28-5. So we got 28 games in September, 5 games in October. Yeah. And
then a couple games left in August.
I mean, here's what I'll say can help us. We finish out the month with 3 versus the Cubs, 3 versus the Pirates. If you win 5 of those,
that helps. Yeah,
it helps.
I don't know. I think you might have some trouble with the Cubs.
I know. Here's the thing. September. I mean, I will say this: it's going to be easier, in my opinion, for the Brewers to make the playoffs with their schedule because the Central is so bad.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll be rough on the Phillies. If the Phillies want to get in, they have to play some good baseball because they're in a tough division as well. I mean, they have.
Oh, I'm taking my pick. I'm taking this back. No, sir.
You guys have. It's bad.
You got the Diamondbacks and the Rockies, right? Okay, cool.
That's easy.
Giants.
Huh?
Followed by the Reds. Okay.
All right.
Cardinals.
Ooh, rough.
Yankees.
Ooh.
Mets.
Ooh. Yankees and Mets
back to back. 6 games back to back. So Cardinals, Yankees, Mets. That's a rough 8-game stretch.
Rough stretch.
That's a rough stretch. Then you have the Reds, then Cardinals again, then the Marlins, then the Diamondbacks. I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think so. I want to. I want to see it happen, But the way, like, if we've been playing baseball the way we were in March or in April and May, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, the Padres got the Royals, the Giants. Okay, not that bad.
You guys are
Dodgers.
you guys are out of the wild card right now.
Yeah, we're 3 games back.
Yeah, well, you're a game back.
What, from who?
Padres.
Are we?
Padres are in third.
Yeah, but aren't we 60? They have 68 wins. We have 65.
Yeah, but you guys are 65 and 57. They're 68 and 58.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's that whole loss thing. I don't know. Dodgers.
I think
they got Padres got the Dodgers a lot.
Yeah, I mean they play in the same division, but
No, but
I think
and the Giants, it could be tough. We might listen, Linda.
Phillies are in too. Dang.
Yeah.
The NL East and the AL East are pretty stacked divisions, if you ask me. Aside from the Nationals and the Marlins. The Marlins aren't they're not that good, but like the NL East has the Braves, the Phillies, and the Mets, who are going to be 3 playoff teams, and then the AL East has the Yankees, and then the Rays, who are the top spot in the wild card, the Blue Jays, who are second spot in the wild card, and then the Orioles, who are 2 games out from the third spot, and then the Red Sox are the only team in that division below 500, but they're 488 right now.
Gotcha. So here's what I'll say.
It's tough.
It's tough.
Tough life in the AL East.
We'll check back. I do want to ask you a couple questions. One, do you think you could beat Terrell Owens in a foot race?
No.
He's 48 years old. Video came out. Listen, I don't know if it truly was a 4.3. 4.38. Okay, I don't know. We didn't see laser timing. There was a video. So, okay, video just came out today of Terrell Owens running on a track, and they said they clocked him at a 4.340. Okay, here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care if it's a 4.38. That man was moving, and he's 48 years old, and he looks like he's 24. I think he could probably go play football right now.
He played in something.
Yeah, he played in that like fan league or whatever it was, a fan driven league. I think he owns a part of a team or something like that, which is why he was playing. But I'm just telling you, like, that's unbelievable. I hope I'm in that type of shape now, let alone 11 years from now. That's crazy. Second, do you believe that kickers should have to practice in football?
Yes.
Explain the extent of the practice that kickers should have to do.
Well, I think that they, like, the what?
Like, think about it. Like kickers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Football kickers, NFL football kickers. Their job is to kick the ball.
Yeah.
Do you need them, I don't know, practicing and hitting drills?
In, like...
Tackling drills. Do you need your kickers participating in tackling drills?
No.
Sprints. Running.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Because the Colts kicker, their punter, yesterday tore his Achilles participating in the team sprints. Team is running, and he tore his Achilles running.
Everybody needs to run. It's his fault.
I also don't deny that they need to stay in shape enough to do what they need to do. Kickers are weird. I'm gonna go. You've never played football, correct? Just making sure.
No.
Okay. I'm trying to think. So swimming, everybody participates in swimming because it's an individual team sport, right? So you all have to participate. Basketball, you pretty much all participate. There's nobody who's a, free throw specialist in basketball, right? Like people that you literally only put in to take free throws, and they can't do anything else. Like imagine like if they got fouled and like. You know what I'm saying? There's people who are really good at shooting free throws, and you want that person on the floor at the end of the game, but they're usually also good at shooting as well. Right?
Yeah.
Baseball, It's kind of like the closer, but not even. It's just weird. Like kickers kick. Now, as a former football player, I believe that if kickers were treated like, okay, better example here. What league doesn't have the DH in baseball?
Well, they all have the DH now.
Oh, they do all have the DH now?
Yeah, but it was the National League.
The National League. They all have the DH now this year?
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, that is right. That was one of the other rules, the other changes. So the National League didn't have the DH.
No.
And it was crazy how pitchers in the American League with the DH, they were garbage at batting. Now, the National League pitchers weren't great, but they were better at batting than the American League pitchers. However, if you went back and look at all the pitchers when they were playing Little League, whatever, travel ball, high school ball, them suckers could crush ball. They were a lot of those pitchers were great hitters. They just stopped hitting, and therefore they are bad at hitting now. So my question is, do you think teams should treat kickers like actual football players and make them practice and do things like run more regularly, do some hitting drills, because kickers could probably stand and learn how to tackle because they're always the last line of defense, and that kicker always does that weak, like, oh, man, I missed him, touchdown. Like, rarely does a kicker go down there and lay some wood down. Don't you think? Rarely. But it does happen. Before. It has happened. And when it does, everybody's like, oh, my gosh, that kicker laid him out. I want to make a movement that kickers should be treated like real football players.
I think that they should do everything that everyone else does.
And then you won't probably have a kicker tearing his Achilles during a routine drill.
Yep.
I hope that he gets better quickly. I hate to see anybody get hurt, but it is just ironic. You're like, oh, how'd he get? Oh. Got it. And I bet you at one point in his career, prior to becoming a kicking specialist, unless he came over from like soccer or whatever like that, he probably could tackle some people really well. But you get in there and you just come out, the kickers come out 15 minutes early, they kick and they didn't run out, and then it's not like they're part of the team. Like, come on, man, I just want kickers. Like, old school. No? This is one we'll have to revisit when you play football. You gonna play football? Never?
I'll play flag football in like when I'm like 35.
Why won't you play football?
Because I don't want to play football.
Do you not want to get hit?
No, I don't have a problem with getting hit.
You don't want to hit people?
I don't have a problem with that either.
So why don't you want to play football?
I don't want to play football.
Are you afraid to get hurt?
No. I would not play football during the swimming season. No.
That's the problem. Because swimming season never ends.
Yep. So looks like I'm not playing football.
Swimming never ends. Oh, it never ends. All right. Let's do this. We've been talking for a while. Let's pay off. Let's go to the MR DetailWorx.
You can give your whole speech here as to how you messed up again.
I didn't mess up again. It just stopped recording. I don't know why I stopped recording.
You messed up again.
I did not.
You can give your whole speech and then you say, well, so this happened. And I'm going to say, okay. And then anything that is asked in my direction, I will speak really fast. That's what's going to happen.
Okay, so we recorded about 20 minutes there. No, we didn't. We talked. We had a nice, lovely conversation that no one ever hear for about 20 minutes there because it didn't record. So, in our mind, we've already talked about all these things, but you all, the people, have not heard any of these things. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to play the voicemail that we have already listened to in our heads and answered, but then we're going to get to the rest of the stuff that we talked about, including Royce thinking the world was in black and white.
Okay.
Actual in black and white. So first and foremost, here is the voicemail question.
Hey, Royce, it's Jerry. Hey, man, what do you think about those Bears beating down pretty good on the Seahawks here last week? Where do you think the Bears record is going to be this year? And also, have you guys been following the Little League World Series? The kid that hit the other kid, the batter, and then hit him in the head, and the pitcher thought he was really hurt, so he was kind of down, started getting upset, and the kid that he hit actually went over and showed some sportsmanship, and told him he was all right and everything was good. And, what do you think about that, guys? I think we need to see more of that in sports instead of the fights and the brawls that we see sometimes on SportsCenter. Maybe they need to highlight the things that are good, like the sportsmanship that was shown there, a little more often. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, guys.
Well, anyway, so the Bears, it was preseason football, so it doesn't really matter anyway. So, and then it's preseason football, none of the stars were playing, and so it doesn't really matter because, eventually, so eventually, if the Bears and Seahawks were to play, I would still probably bet money on the Bears because the Seahawks are not very good. And I don't know, since they play 17 games and not 18 games, see, last time I said that they played 18 games and I put the record at like 7-9 or something. But now they're playing 17 games, and I know that, so I didn't mess up this time. And so I would give the record like 7-8. 7-8. That's probably, nope, that's 15. Oh, man, I messed up again. Gosh dang it. What did I even say last time? 7-9? What is 7-9? That's 16. 7-10? Man, I messed up last time. You didn't even tell me that I messed up last time. Man. Anyway, that's what I would give the record. 7-10. No,
Bears are 7-10?
8-9. 8-9. That's what I give. Nope, 7-10. It's 7-10.
Seahawks or Bears?
Bears.
Okay, you're talking really fast. I'm just trying to make sure
I am talking very
exactly
fast. If only I told you I would be doing this.
I know, right?
Anyway, so that's what I give the record. And then, so about the Little League thing when he got hit in the head, I personally think that was a great example of caring and citizenship and compassion, and I love it. But we should still hit the Astros intentionally. No, that was just joking about that. But if you hit the Astros, I won't be mad.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think what Jerry is getting at is your Seahawks are not going to be very good. Jordan Love is maybe your quarterback now after Jimmy
Hopefully.
Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is about to get released apparently. So there's that. And I'm gonna be honest. If you need your car detailed, I think you should go to MR DetailWorx because they have the best jingle, second best jingle out there, only second to ours. And because it's so good, you need to hear it.
Okay, stop. Let me take a look at your whip. Is it new? Is it from 2006? It could be a Lamborghini, Cadillac, a Buick. Either way, we making sure that your ride is legit. If you got a nick, a scratch, we could buff that out. Yeah, car feeling messy, don't let it stress you out. You gon' leave with the shine that's as clean as these rhymes. From the hood to the rim, got the wax. You want that advantage, the finish, ceramic, protected from damage. So fresh and so lavish. Now that you heard, yeah, why don't you spread that word? The best service in town is at
MR DetailWorx. What did you just go back and find?
You'll find out later.
All right, so here's the dealio. Check out Jerry and MR DetailWorx if you need your stuff cleaned.
No.
The link will be in the description. I'm determined to find a word that you will accept that was okay back in my day. All right, so from there, we went on to talk about a Twitter question that I posed to Royce. I think we may have missed something else in the middle about name the favorite, if you could choose to be on one sports team for any time, for one season, who would it be? The original Twitter question was one college sports team, but I changed it to just one sports team. Who would it be?
So if I had to decide between, I have 4 sports teams in my head. So one of them would be the 1927 New York Yankees because, like, they were really good and they had a bunch of really good players. And another would be the 2013 Seattle Seahawks. They were also really good, and their defense was very, very good. And we also had Marshawn Lynch and Russell Wilson and a good receiver group. And then another team would be the 2015-16 Cleveland Cavaliers. They came back from down 3-1 to the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. Then another team would be the 1992 Dream Team because, like, they were also very good. So if I had to decide, I would probably take out the 1927 Yankees first, but then I would probably have to go with the Dream Team just because it's the Dream Team. I would take LeBron with me, and we would both replace Christian Laettner. No offense to Christian Laettner.
What if you
But I would
did?
replace him.
You should, why didn't you? Why wouldn't you have wanted to be on the Redeem Team?
Why would I have not wanted to be on that team?
Yeah,
Because I have
LeBron was
a
actually on that
hatred
team.
for Tyson Chandler, and
Okay,
he's on that team.
you have a hatred for Michael Jordan, and he's on the Dream Team.
I don't have a hatred for Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan's Michael Jordan.
So one of the things that I was asking Royce was, "Hey, would you?" He was like, "I would take out the Yankees team first," and he was like, "Mainly because I don't want to go back to the 1920s. What was it? 26, 27,
27.
26,
It was, I said
27 Yankees.
27 specifically.
The 27 Yanks. And I said, "Hey, I have a question, Royce. Do you really think that the world was black and white?" And he said,
Absolutely.
which was hilarious, more in the moment than it is right now. But you really do believe that?
Yep.
Why?
Because, like, I feel like if all those people could invent all of those things, why couldn't they invent a camera that was able to capture color? You know why they couldn't invent it? Because they hadn't unlocked color yet. They had to buy it for 500,000 studs, and they hadn't done that yet. So it was actually 500 million. My bad.
So you're telling me that society existed in black and white up until they were able to afford
Yes.
the color pack.
Yes.
And then does that mean that they bought basic colors first and that there are new colors being released? Or have all the colors been released now?
No, not all of the colors have been released because you see this color of the microphone, that color is not unlocked yet. It could be literally anything, and you have no clue what it is. Or like this white back here, it's also not unlocked. But you can tell that this is going to be a lighter color, and that this one is going to be a darker color.
So
they're just not unlocked
what
yet.
you're saying is anything that's black and or white
Or gray.
or gray.
Or gray. I just couldn't really see anything that was gray. I mean, I can, but
So anything that's black, white, and gray has just not been unlocked in color yet.
yes.
Oh my gosh. The problem is I don't. I know that you don't. I don't know that I know that you don't believe that. That's the only problem.
Do you have evidence that my theory is incorrect?
Well, color film was actually made a lot sooner than you realize, or a lot long ago. It just was so expensive to have developed. They just didn't shoot color. I'm pretty sure color cameras were invented before black and white cameras. I have to go back and check that, but I'm pretty sure that was the case.
Well,
It
then
just
maybe
costs
they should've-
so much more. Next, I mean there are pieces of artwork that were painted before the black and white TV that are in color. How do you explain that?
They were not painted before then. All right, so if you grab one of the cameras from back then, right, and you held it up to a person next to this painting, the painting is not going to be in color because they didn't have color. And so you can't give me proof that this painting was in color before then because there's no evidence of it. You cannot, there's not enough evidence.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. The next thing that talked about, I don't even know if I should address this anymore. I kind of want to keep poking the bear, but I know that we need to get to the most anticipated segment. But before we do that,
I really hope that the elephant rampage in Quebec was there.
well, I was going to talk about that. So we actually talked about the text because we had on the MR DetailWorx voicemail. I'm going to call Greg out here because he always sends a text talking about how he listened to the thing and he's going to leave voicemail, but he forgot. So I'm just telling you, pick up the phone and leave a voicemail. So Jerry's not the only one doing it, but he said that IR stands for, I lost it already.
Islamic Republic of something. I
Yeah,
think, right?
Islamic Republic Islamic Republic of Iran, and that Group H was the group of death, and Group H is
Portugal, Ghana,
Uruguay,
and that other one.
Korea Republic, which I then said, which is South Korea, and Russ said, well, how do you know it's South Korea is not? And I was like, well, Korea Republic, and we had a big argument about that, and Korea Republic is also known as South Korea because North Korea doesn't really do anything
Which
in
he did
international
not
politics.
say, and then so that's what he said. He said, blah, 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 and then he had to make it a whole situation, and he had to talk about, well, you know, North Korea, blah, 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 South Korea. Blah, blah, blah. Like, he just didn't have to do that. He could have just said Korea Republic, and then he was like, but it's not North Korea though, because North Korea doesn't even have to call out North Korea like that. It's just unnecessary.
I mean, I don't disagree with you there. What I will say is this: I did while I was trying to research or pull up who the Group H was, and Royce had his own free time, and he talked about the economic state in Quebec.
Yeah. But the economic state in Quebec was actually resolved. After the penguin glitter did not work, they had to go back and find the tiger dust, and the tiger dust actually put the rampaging elephants to sleep. But there is another economic crisis in New Zealand that the hamsters are not spinning on the wheel anymore. It is estimated that the world will stop in around 2023 due to lack of energy, because all energy comes from New Zealand and the hamsters that spin in New Zealand. And if the hamsters do not spin, the world does not spin, and that we all perish because the hamsters are not spinning. It's just going to be like a giant, like, Pompeii, but just like only, and it starts in New Zealand, and it's just going to cover the rest of the world, because like they spin on top of a volcano, and it keeps the volcano from erupting, and if it erupts, then we all are going to die. Anyway,
there are times
back to the weather
where you realize that this podcast is recorded with a 14-year-old. I think we need to change the thing. Does it say 14-year-old on the thing? It does say 13-year-old. We need to change the thing. I think it says 13. We got to update all that. Okay.
On the description here, it says 13.
Yeah, we got to change all that. So now it's what?
You have to change all that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Now it's time for the most
anticipated segment in all sports, where Royce ranks them. It's only the second time that I've said this. We are ranking the top 5 cereal brands, and this is where it actually all went downhill. So can you make sure that we have been recording?
We have been recording for the last 14 minutes.
Because I said top 5 cereal brands, and he says, and he was like,
I didn't. We didn't even get to cereal brands.
But I said cereal brands, and you're like, and then right after that you said like,
oh, I was going to say I didn't even hear cereal brands.
Yeah, because he was too busy focusing on his own.
Yeah, focusing on the fact
failure. Coming in at the honorable mention spot, number 6, Cookie Crisps. Hey John, the texture, the cookiness of the cookie is really my favorite part. It's just so iconic. It's just, it's like mini cookies, a bunch of mini cookies in a bowl of milk.
So wait, Cookie Crisp is honorable mention?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is that the only honorable mention?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do this then. I think I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of cool. So, all right, number 5.
Number 5, Cocoa Puffs. If you're in need of chocolate milk but you don't have any, just pour some Cocoa Puffs in your milk and it turns into chocolate milk. Did I even mention that the Cocoa Puffs taste delicious? They do.
So, Cookie Crisp, but Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa Puffs are 5.
Mm-hmm.
And with milk, right? All of these are with milk?
Yes.
And Cocoa Puffs, or Cookie Crisp, excuse me, you get the benefit of now drinking chocolate milk when you're done, right?
You get to eat the delicious Cocoa Puffs, and then after that, you have a nice bowl of chocolate milk.
Okay. All right. Number 4.
Number 4, Fruity Pebbles. See, the chocolate Fruity Pebbles are actually not it. do not get. I don't like the chocolate Fruity Pebbles.
Are
But
those not
but
Cocoa
the-
Puffs? No. Cocoa Puffs
the-
are the little ball things.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the rainbow Fruity Pebbles are
They make
very
chocolate
good.
Fruity Pebbles?
Yes.
But they're not chocolate. It's just chocolate pebbles.
The problem with Fruity Pebbles, though, they would be higher on the list, but you pour them in the milk, and then if you don't eat them in 50 seconds, they're all like mashed and
They are mashed.
together, and that's the only problem, though.
That's fair. That's
Other
fair.
than that, they're very good.
Okay. So number 3.
Number 3, Frosted Flakes. Can't get more generic than Frosted Flakes. Well, you can, but
I'm going to say you can. It's called cornflakes.
and cornflakes are gross.
If you put a pound of sugar on them, though, they're good. They're
Then
basically
you
frosted
just
flakes.
have Frosted Flakes, which is why Frosted Flakes are also delicious.
They're great.
They are. I'm not going to say that because maybe it's copyrighted.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is by Tony the Tiger.
He said it, not me.
It's fine. This is
You
a
can
big
pay all the
giant.
money,
This
man.
is a big giant commercial for all things cereal. Anyway,
Yeah.
number 2,
Number 2, Fruit Loops.
Fruity Loops.
No, Fruit Loops.
Fruity Loops.
No, because then it's like Frooty, and that just makes me feel awkward.
Didn't they just rename Fruit Loops to actual Fruit Loops?
No way they did that.
I heard that.
No
I heard
way.
that on something where they were like, they've renamed Fruit Loops to Fruit Loops.
No way they did that.
And I was like, oh, why would they do that?
They didn't. I don't think they did. Your source is very unreliable.
Fruit, FRO. It's like Groot Loops, but
Yeah,
fruit.
but fruit, because it 2 O's, and then there's also 2 O's in the loops, and then like the circle
Yeah.
cereal is an O.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops are delicious. I love Fruit Loops. I would eat an entire box of Fruit Loops right here if I could.
Fruit Loops are good. What's
Yes.
the little toucan's name? Do we know?
I don't know what his name is.
Mm.
I know he's Toucan, and he looks
Toucan
cool.
Sam? I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
made that up.
Yeah, I think that was it.
All right.
Which doesn't technically rhyme because it's Can and Sam.
All right,
Toucan.
number 1.
San.
Number
One,
one.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Cinnamon Toast Crunches?
Yes, Cinnamon
Coming
Toast
in with
Crunch
the one
are
spot.
also delicious, and I also like the commercials where the Cinnamon Toast Crunch are eating
The other Cinnamon
are-
Toast Crunch?
the other Cinnamon Toast Crunch because that shows how delicious
They're
it
cannibals.
is.
Cannibal Crunch.
I would eat you too
Cannibal
if you
Toast
were
Crunch.
delicious.
You would eat me.
Yeah, but you're not delicious.
If I were a big Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you would eat me.
Absolutely.
If you were a big Cinnamon Toast Crunch, how would this work?
You wouldn't be able to eat me because I've already eaten myself.
That's crazy. All right,
I don't
so
exist.
so 6 was Cookie Crisp, honorable mention.
Yes.
5, Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles,
Cocoa Puffs.
Cocoa Puffs. 4,
Fruity
Fruity Pebbles.
Yep.
3, fruit.
No.
The Frosted Flakes.
Yep.
2, Fruit Loops, and 1, Cinnamon Toast
Mhm.
Crunch.
Mhm.
All right, well, that was a good little list. Number 1 or top cereal brands. Okay, so I must say that it is very interesting that we stopped recording, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I do think this. Fantasy football is right around the corner. We got to do the draft very soon.
Mhm.
So once we get that draft done, let's knock it out. And then we can rank the teams and all that good stuff. What were you going to show me? Is this something that is shown from
Man, this is crazy.
what?
Well, because we did an episode last year on this date,
Okay.
August 24th, 2021. And
Okay.
we did it again. And so I opened up my phone to look and see whose birthday was on August 24th. And I had already opened the tab. I had already opened the famous birthdays tab that I go to find out whose birthday's today. And I'm like, why did I do that? So I went back and I checked. I went back and I checked, and we had recorded this.
And I know who it is. Well, I don't.
Oh, I was probably, and then I looked at the description of the episode, and it's like, and we covered the Little League World Series, and then we talked about the Yankees, and then we talked about NFL quarterbacks, and then, yeah, and man, that's really crazy. And the episode was Crab Legs and Caruso.
Crab Legs and Caruso.
Good episode.
That was a good episode. Episode 29.
Yep. But I don't know whose birthday I gave out last time, but it is Reggie Miller's birthday today. And I assume that's the birthday that I gave out last time.
I don't know, but just in case you did, who else?
Well, I have to go to the bottom of this page. Give me a second.
I don't remember
Going different sport now.
Reginald Miller being mentioned on the podcast.
Dave Chappelle.
It's
Dave Chappelle's birthday.
Dave Chappell's birthday.
Yep.
Dave Chappelle.
Dave
Chappelle show.
Chappelle's birthday.
Okay. Well, here's the
And
deal.
Brett Gardner. Happy 60th birthday, Brett Gardner. He's basically there. And Allen Robinson. Now I'm just looking at everybody's birthday.
I know.
who was
Jeez.
born today.
All right. Well, with that, I think it's time for us to call this episode a wrap. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Although we could have actually recorded in a way where no one would have known, but because it's just one of those things. So here's what I'll say. Until next week.
Yep, until the week that is not now, but it's the next one.
Next week is a big week for you.
It is?
Yeah, you're nearing your completion of the trip around the sun.
What?
You're nearing your completion of your annual trip around the sun.
Huh?
You are nearing the completion of your annual trip around the sun.
My annual trip around the sun is technical. Well, okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
You are nearing your birthday's coming up, bro.
Yeah.
So we have to change the description of the podcast and all those things because soon you will no longer be a 13-year-old. You will be a 14-year-old.
Yeah. I don't know how to feel about it. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that I'm not for it. I don't like
That you're
it.
not 14 already or that you're not going to be
Yes.
13 anymore?
No, not that one. I would like to move on from that.
Would you like to move on? Would you like to skip 14 and go right to 15?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I would.
Why?
Because then it just gives me an extra boost
Extra boost of what?
of age.
It's like, this isn't power-up packs or anything, right? Like,
If I purchase...
you purchase the color pack?
Yeah, then
Oh my gosh.
I get the free boost.
Oh my gosh. All right, man. We out of here. Peace.